Hi, kids. Hi, kids. Hey, kids. Hey, kids. Hey, kids. You should subscribe to my newsletter. First of all, it's excellent. I mean, hello. It's support and it's kindness and it's completely free. And I love connecting with people in that exact way. And speaking of, it's a beautiful way for you and I to connect without the nasty bits of the social medias. For us to have a direct connection and a kind connection, and for you to get reminders every week about how valuable you are. I mean, if that's not worth a sign up, I don't know what is.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out who Jeffrey wants to go sign up for his recent newsletter when he starts most of his TikToks out with, "Hey, kids!" Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I have a real quick and, yes, real crazy clown world update for you guys today, so we're not going to waste any time. Let's get into it. Now, if you will place your attention on the screen for a moment, here we have Wayne Brady, who is, the host of The Price is Right, I guess? I don't know, he used to host his own talk show. Anyway, he recently came out as pansexual. It says, Wayne Brady came out as pansexual and explains how he came to terms with it. "I'm doing this for me." Huh?
A few moments later.
So today, Wayne Brady came out as pansexual, and I thought to myself, I'm kind of open-minded. Heck, I'll try that. What's up, girl? You ready to do this?
Gotti! Gotti!
Now, I'm not quite for sure what pansexual is, and honestly, I don't want to know what it is, but remind me again why he needed to come out and tell the whole world that? Wouldn't that be like his private, personal business? I don't know. Anyway, next up. So it looks like this fella might be getting ready to go to a ball game or something, sporting event. We'll see. Roll it.
Let's talk about it, okay? Acrylic little balls under there, right? They're clear, no problem. Paint over them. Ooh. Want to talk? There's just more to talk with. You know what I'm saying? More to live with.
It just seems kind of gay, doesn't it?
Well, I guess I was a little off about that fella being on his way to a sporting event. My bad. Anyway, next up. So this is probably the craziest clip we are going to see today. So this is about Leah Thomas changing in the women's locker room during the UPenn swim season. Now, apparently, when Thomas would change there, his stuff would just be dangling in the wind. And by stuff, I mean...
I'm eating 2 Vegma twig and berries.
Now, that made all the other swimmers on the women's swim team very uncomfortable. Obviously, didn't that used to be a crime? Anyway, you'd think that universally women would stand up for the other swimmers, but no. This one here is actually calling for the other swimmers to be kicked off the team. I'm not kidding. Roll it.
Every day, it seems like Leah Thomas's fellow athletes get more and more transphobic. Now they're saying they're uncomfortable sharing a changing room with her. You know, it's one thing to say that it has something to do with her speed. Like, that's transphobic too. But I can kind of understand it coming from a place of ignorance and not transphobia. However, this is just blatant transphobia. Nothing to do with her swimming, nothing to do with her abilities. They just don't want to be around trans people. You know, UPenn, if you really want to show your support for Leah, kick these transphobic girls off the team. They're the
Surely you can't be serious.
Yeah, so I never in a million years thought that we would be here, where women are actually getting behind Thomas instead of standing up for the other ladies who just don't want to see some dude's wobbly bits in the locker room. Wow. Anyway, next up. So this young lady thinks that, I don't know, diet culture is linked to systemic racism and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Roll the film.
So this whole idea that bland food is good for you is absolutely 1000% diet culture and not actual nutrition information or research, because the actual dietary guidelines for Americans and the actual nutrition research shows that when people eat their cultural foods, it tends to be a lot better for them than when they eat, white people food. And that's because traditional diets tend to be high in whole grains, high in lean proteins, high in fruits and vegetables, low in saturated fats, low in added sugars, and low in sodium. They tend to be flavored with a lot of herbs and spices, and they tend to be made from whole foods, and they just, in general, tend to be better for you. We also know that systemic racism is the reason that people of color tend to be more food insecure than white people. We're working on fixing those systems.
What the are you talking about?
All right, guys, so this next one is a little hard to keep up with. See if you can follow along because she lost me very quickly. It says, things I firmly believe because of girl math. Girl math. Roll it.
There's a list of things that I firmly believe because of girl math. Anything under $5 is free. Anything I buy with a gift card is free. If I buy something but then I return it, I've made money. Going to an event or a concert is free because I purchased the tickets so long ago, it doesn't even count. I load my Starbucks app in advance, so Starbucks is free. Anything discounted more than 50% is free, and I am losing money by not getting it. If I'm paying someone back for dinner and I have money in Venmo, that dinner is free. If I don't buy something, if I don't buy a pair of shorts for $50, I've made $50 and I can then go spend $50 on something else. Okay, this one's a little bit weird, but my husband and I share credit cards and a bank account, but somehow every time that he puts down his card with his name on it, that's free and he paid.
Are you stupid or something?
All right, guys, this next one says, you're not concerned for my health. You're just fatphobic. So once again, we have another negative consequence of the body positivity movement, also known as the fat acceptance movement. And I'm going to let this loop on the screen for your viewing pleasure, of course, while I give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. Today's video is being brought to us by our first sponsor is Wendy Gvozdich. Wendy, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate all the kind words and support. Second sponsor of today's video is Donnie from the YouTube channel Sword of Golden Studios. Sword of Golden Studios. Now, Donnie's trying to get his numbers up over there on the YouTube, so I will link his channel in the description box below if you want to go check that out and show him some support. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate that. And if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Let me get this off the screen, please. Enough.
Go on a diet, you fat.
All right, next up. So, listen, I am so sorry to have to do this to you guys, but I had to see this, so now you all have to too. Roll it.
I want to change my poopy diaper. I took a poopy, Mommy. Please change my poopy diaper.
What the What the is wrong with you? What the is wrong with you?
Like I said, I apologize. My bad. Anyway, next up. So this is another one of those. See if you can follow along with this young lady, because I was lost within the first 5 to 10 seconds of this one. I know. We're almost done here. We're going to be done in just a few minutes. Today's kind of a weird video. There's some really, really bizarre things going on out there in the wacky world of woke TikTok. So see if you can keep up. I can't. Roll it.
Talks about how all of gay culture, at least our rainbow capitalism gay culture, is stolen from the Black community. So much of it is culturally appropriated. All of the slang, for one. A lot of the things that we love about drag culture are actually stolen from ballroom culture, which is specific to Black queer people. It trickles down into things like Hey Mama lesbians, where white women trying to distance themselves from their classical gender roles of white womanhood end up appropriating Black womanhood. And it happens in all sorts of ways, like Lana Wachowski, trans white woman with dreadlocks. And don't get me started about how the Matrix is problematic. It's white people appropriating a narrative. But back to the original topic here, maybe you weren't aware of this, but Black people playing bass is a very old stereotype. Unfortunately, I cannot embed video clips in a stitched video, but this is an episode of South Park from 2003 utilizing this stereotype against Black people. So when a white trans woman makes a joke about how I'm gonna go be a stereotype, and then the stereotype in question is one that has been used against Black people for decades, it's funny. And not funny, haha, funny like weird. Or maybe it's just a funny coincidence that you're a white trans woman that plays bass and a lot of your other white trans women friends play bass, but maybe, just maybe, y'all are subconsciously copying off of Black.
I don't know what the you're talking about.
All right, guys, we are going to be wrapping it up on this one because I definitely can't take anymore. I'm fairly certain you guys can't take anymore. And listen, I do apologize. Today's video went a little off the rails, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking it out with me. So, of course, we're going to wrap it up with everybody's least favorite former Vice President, Joe Biden. Now, here he is doing an interview with this lady from the Weather Channel talking about climate change. Now, first of all, he lies when she asks him a question about declaring a state of emergency or climate change or something, and he says he has. Lie. But then she gets a bug on her, and he reaches out and brushes it off. Now, you would think they would tell former VP Joe Biden to just keep your hands to yourself, regardless. Kids around, keep your hands to yourself. Women around, keep your hands to yourself. Just keep your damn hands to yourself. But he can't. He just can't do it. He just can't do it. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting crazy out there, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Are you prepared to declare a national emergency with respect to climate change?
We've already done that. We've conserved more land. We've moved into, we've rejoined the Paris Climate Accord. We've passed a $368 billion climate control facility. We're moving. It is the existential threat to humanity.
So you've already declared that national emergency?
Well, in the practice, you have a bug on you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. So you've already declared that national emergency?
Practically speaking, yes.
Yeah.
Say what? You have a bug on you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
And you ain't black.